Good evening. I'm Trey. I'm in 8th grade at Ben Franklin Academy.
I'm Taylor, and I'm a junior at Thunder Ridge High School. JA has taught me about emerging trends and how important it is to be ahead of the curve.
Seizing opportunities is what's helped our next honorees make Denver one of the most livable communities.
Let's watch how 3 generations of the Fulenwider family changed the landscape of our great city.
There is no name more associated with real estate development here in Colorado than the Fulenwider name. Indeed, we can venture to say there would be no Denver International Airport had it not been for the L.C. Fulenwider family.
Spanning over 100 years, the Fulenwiders stayed true to their roots while developing some of the most innovative projects the country's ever seen.
Lloyd Caleb Fulenwider Sr. left Missouri in 1904, hoping that the dry climate of Colorado would help him overcome his battle with malaria.
He started Globe Investment Company in 1904. He was a broker, put farm and ranches together, and that's how we came to own the ground that we own out by the airport.
In 1907, LC bought one of the first automobiles in Denver.
There were no mechanics, so the condition of the purchase was the salesman had to completely take the car apart and show him how to put it back together.
Senior was actually involved in forming the Denver Real Estate Commission, and Fulenwider actually holds the #1 real estate license, and a copy of it sits up there on our wall.
In 1930, Globe Investment Company became LC Fulenwider Incorporated. The 40,000 acres he assembled into box elder farms would become the site of Denver International Airport. LC passed in 1949, and LC Jr. took the helm. In 1959, the company changed Denver real estate with its Park Villa complex, the first condominiums in the area. In the early 1960s, Fulenwider began building the first condos in Aspen, Vail, and Breckenridge.
That evolved into the development of Copper Mountain in the 70s.
And when Cal came along and took the reins of the Fulenwider Company, he had to adapt the company.
And the largest undertaking to date is Pena Station, an exciting mixed-use community with international connections.
The real opportunity came with Panasonic. Panasonic was going to make a statement in the United States about a living, breathing, sustainable community.
And will be a very integral partner with us in creating something North America hasn't seen yet.
So the Fulenwider family has been a pillar of our community for several decades, and Peggy was on the board in the 1950s. In fact, she was the person most singularly responsible for creating the lunch cart that came around and gave sandwiches to families and to caregivers at Children's.
We got behind it and donated money to name the terrace off the cafeteria in her name and her memory.
She also helped create the Amputee Ski School, which evolved into the National Sports Center for the Disabled. Cal was one of the first instructors.
We didn't know what we were doing. Somebody came up with an outrigger idea, which is a ski tip that's put on the bottom of a pole, and now all of a sudden you can balance yourself on both sides, and it just absolutely took off from there.
Cal has continued Fulenwider's support of Children's Hospital by serving on the board during the critical move to the Anschutz Medical Campus.
He was really excited about, what this new hospital would do for the community, and also what this entire campus would do for propelling research and education and patient care.
Cal also serves on the board of CU's Real Estate Center.
He loves the next generation, and they'll do anything and fight for that next generation.
And they look at the greater good for Denver, for the company, and for their legacy.
When you say, who are the great citizens of our community? I could say without a doubt the Fulenwider family is certainly one of those great citizens of our community throughout history.
Please welcome Mr. Cal Fulenwider to the stage.
Wow. On behalf of 4 generations of Fulenwiders, I want to thank the Chamber, Junior Achievement, and the Selection Committee. We are truly humbled and overwhelmed by this. While we've been accused of being, in the past, of being airport land speculators, I can assure you this was not what my grandfather had in mind when he began to assemble what became Box Elder Farms in the early 1900s. The Wright brothers hadn't even gotten off the ground yet. But having said that, I can tell you that having that much farm ground in the path of growth comes with a heavy responsibility. A responsibility to do everything in our power to really do it right. This work ethic has been passed down from generation to generation, and I can guarantee you that my coworkers and my children all get it. We look at everything we do from a long-term perspective, and we will never settle for a short-term reward that will hinder or tarnish the long-term goal. Never. We have also been blessed with some unbelievable partners along the way, many of whom are here tonight, and I want each of you to know how much we treasure and cherish those relationships. When I asked Shauna from Junior Achievement what would be appropriate for my remarks tonight, she suggested I give some advice to the young people in Junior Achievement. So, here's my advice to you young superstars. Set long-term goals that might seem impossible at the time. Learn from your mistakes. Don't ever settle for short-term temptation that conflicts with your long-term goals. And remember, in the end, the only thing that matters is your reputation. Finally, as you saw tonight with my mom, give back. Colorado is a truly special place, and it's your responsibility to make it better. Again, a heartfelt thank you from the Fulenwider family for this unbelievable honor. We are so proud and humbled for this special recognition. Thank you.